This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Oilers and Washington Capitals. Another road game for the Oilers. And given how the season's gone, you may or may not know how it has played out on the road. And so far, the Oilers pretty good on the road. I don't want to curse it by saying exactly how good, but tonight looking to keep a streak alive on the road to begin this NHL season. Something that they haven't done too much of in prior years. I think tonight could be a history-making night should they be able to do that big thing they didn't do on Saturday afternoon at Rogers Place. So we look to do that at a 6 p.m. start here local time in Alberta against the Washington Capitals. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do this evening against the Washington Capitals. Obviously, Ovi and the Caps. Much has been made of how hockey depleted in the lineup the Washington Capitals are. They're a banged up, beat up squad, and we're hoping to see the Oilers take advantage of that, not take it for granted. That's kind of the key part here for the Oilers tonight is don't take for granted what the Capitals are. Go out there and take advantage of what the Capitals are against you this evening. So it's the Oilers, the Capitals, live on Sportsnet. It is a national game, I believe, tonight, broadcast across Canada. So we should see fewer folks in the stream this evening. Iran and Julie, welcome in. Glad to have you along for tonight's game as we'll hopefully get things going this evening. Gene Principe giving us the host duties, of course, as it is an Oilers broadcast too. So they've got him on the road wearing his poppy. Of course, if you don't have yours on, you can see right here. I should be able to be showing that above the scoreboard that I've got mine on this evening, honoring our fallen heroes and those who continue to serve for us. They've got, of course, the feature of the game, Connor McDavid, game number 500 of his career this evening, and he will look to do some crazy things. And it's crazy to think there was a time Connor McDavid was not the Edmonton Oilers captain, and that's pretty insane right now to look at it and sit there. He's been our captain for years now, and well, you look at all the guys that Ovechkin's passed along the way, right? 787 for Alex Ovechkin with the Washington Capitals over the span of his career. And now he gets to try and chase down the next 105. That is the key for Mr. Alex Ovechkin. It's 105 to go to tie Gretzky and call it a day. And that's all that really matters this season, next year, and into the season after. He's got 3 years potentially to do it if he can stay healthy and keep scoring goals. And in net tonight, it is Stuart Skinner. So keep that in mind. It is Stuart Skinner who's in net for the Oilers after a faltering performance by Jack Campbell and the Oilers in front of him the other night. So they've got Petty Officer Second Class Corey Michael Hansen at the game for tonight's Washington Capitals all-caps salute, part of the U.S. Navy. And we will have, of course, the anthems here, a dual anthem night again. That's the problem, as always, with these Washington Capital games is anybody in the States, you've got the dual anthems. Caleb Green singing our national anthem this evening. Epiphany, thank you so much for stopping by. Allison, welcome in. And we are off and running, my friends, with tonight's game. That is for sure. We are ready to rock for what should be a very good hockey game between the Oilers and Capitals, right? The Oilers are, in a word, peed off. I know I can't say that or the stream gets demonetized, but in a word, the Oilers have a chip on their shoulder and they want to go out there and beat a team down like they beat up on the Nashville Predators, the other live stream we had. So hopefully for the Oilers we can do that tonight, and we'll see what happens. I think Darnell Nurse looking to continue building on his offensive streak that he's had to start the year, and I really don't get what's happening with my camera today. Sorry folks, for some reason the lighting down here is completely crooked compared to normal. We had the situation figured out earlier in the year, but for some reason it seems to be falling apart by the seams as we go. But the Oilers make some lineup moves. We'll note those in a few minutes time here. I'll get the lineups out to you as soon as we can, but it is not Campbell in net. I believe it is Stuart Skinner who is the starter for tonight's game. As far as everything I read, guys, you got to realize southern Alberta had a massive snowstorm all day today, and like a crazy madman I drove on the highways for an hour and 15 minutes to get home just at 5:45 so as I could broadcast this game for you. So if I've got something wrong, my fault. But end of the day is there's life factors that dictate how things go on the channel nowadays, as opposed to it being all or nothing for YouTube, because those days are long past me, as we currently wait to see the Oilers get this game underway, and we'll see what happens here. I'm just getting through the U.S. national anthem as it currently stands. We'll see what happens here. Water tastes good. Did not have enough water today, I can tell you that much. It's been a long day without water. Should drink more at work, but didn't, and now all of a sudden we got the national anthem coming to an end here, and we should be just about ready for this hockey game to get underway. Leon Draisaitl's line starting things out there for the Oilers, and we are set for a game in the nation's capital. Let's get this going. Oilers Capitals, 20 minutes to play in the first period on the board. Stuart Skinner cuts out to the net. He will be your starter for the Edmonton Oilers tonight in the white and blue with the orange clad. 2-2 record, 210 goals against average, and a .944 save percentage. In net for the Capitals, Charlie Lindgren, 1-1-1 on the season, 303 goals against average. .919 save percentage this evening. And well, now all of a sudden we are almost ready for this game to get underway. To everybody tuning in, welcome aboard. Let's do it. The cat just had to join me up here because she was lonely or something. Evander Kane flanked by Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman. That's your second line to begin tonight's hockey game. Hyman going up against Ovechkin. Him and Ovechkin getting tangled up right off the opening faceoff, and the Oilers got it down, and on the road they win the opening faceoff, dumped in by Darnell Nurse, and the Oilers are in on the forecheck already as it's in on the attack. Zach Hyman looking to turn over a puck. He does. Right there, pickpocket dumps it right back into the Capitals zone, back behind the goal line. The Capitals retrieve, they'll fire it around the boards and get it back to their blue line where it's chipped out into the bench. So now we've got the lineup combinations for those interested. Nuge, McDavid, Puljujarvi, the top line. So Puljujarvi has been told to hit. Now he's promoted to the top line to score. Kane, Draisaitl, and Hyman on that second line. Foegele, McLeod, Derek Ryan, your new look third line. And on that fourth line, Devon Shore, Dylan Holloway, Kyler Yamamoto. Talk about a line that's just meant to go out there and outwork opponents. That's your fourth line tonight. Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci, your top pair. Brett Kulak, Evan Bouchard, your second pair. And of course, on the back of the defense after an icing call, Tyson Barrie and Ryan Murray, who draws back in for tonight's action following a couple of games on the bench to begin things this year. So it's 19:33 to go in the first period following the icing call against the Capitals. Kyler Yamamoto now sees the top line in Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Jesse Puljujarvi hit the ice here. Puljujarvi, like I said, told to hit more to start the season. He's done that, and now he's earned the time to go out there and start on the top line when the Oilers need a spark, and that's exactly what he's going to provide here as he fires a turnover back down to Lindgren behind his own net. That allows the Oilers to play a little pitch and catch with the puck in the zone, and now setting up an attack. Kulak, the shot fired, save by Lindgren, and that's a huge get if you're the Oilers. The first shot of the game is on net, and it counts for you in the first 45 seconds. Look at that, just a perfect pass. Puljujarvi looking by for a tip in front of Farabee, I think it is, in front of the Capitals net, and that's exactly what you want to do. You get your top line out there, they create a chance right away, a turnover and a chance, may I add, and away you go right there. So now Derek Ryan out there to take a face off with Ryan McLeod on his offside. Goes back to the blue line. The Caps are going to be able to cross the Oilers line for the first time this game, but dumped there was one of the Caps players, and now it'll be turned back into the Oilers end by the Caps, where they're looking to set things up off the skates of Ryan McLeod and up and out of play. So right there we'll have a stoppage in play as Dylan Strome sees it go up and out of play. My goodness, all right. Good start to this one so far for the Oilers. Darcy Kemper on the bench for the Capitals to start this game. So I'm not sure if he's just nursing something that they want to give him a game off, but he's still good enough to go. And one of two teams with goalies with better than .915 save percentages. So that's pretty unreal. The Oilers, though, with a cough-it-up turnover after the face-off in their own zone, and Stuart Skinner right in position, right on time. makes the save, and he will hold on for a face-off in the Oilers zone. So now the shot's 1-1 apiece, and we are good to get things going with this one. Both goalies settled in, made the first save of the game, so no first goals going in against either of these goalies tonight, and we are ready to rock and roll with this one. Sorry, like I said, the water tastes really good today. Tyson Barrie's going to fire it out of the zone. The Capitals try to chuck it back into the Oilers zone. Lost 63 man games to injury so far, have the Capitals. But here's Ryan McLeod coming back the other way. Good chance there. Couldn't get it going. And now Warren Foegele's going to turn this one back to McLeod. And Foegele in on the forecheck, looking for Derek Ryan on the far side boards. Got Cody Ceci instead. Ceci finds Foegele, and Foegele going to work back behind the boards there. He's got it all the way to McLeod. McLeod far wing, now back to Nurse the shot. And it goes deflected up over top of the net. That was a good-looking shot from Darnell Nurse, who's had a pretty good start to the year, might I add, if you watched the video yesterday. And now the Oilers still pounding the Capitals in their own zone. Derek Ryan, this new third line, just working the opportunities in the offensive zone. And that puck finally goes up into the bench and out of play. So after all that mad scramble, the Oilers get one good look on net. But, wow, that was a pretty unreal get for the Oilers right there, where they were just hammering them in with the third line, which, right, is newly put together for tonight's game following that Dallas game, and suddenly they turn in the best shift of the game so far. 17:56 to go in this first period. And there's a twig that snaps right off the face-off. I think it's Leon Draisaitl's. Darnell Nurse takes out Stuart Skinner and the post, and that will be a stoppage in play, as I think Darnell Nurse got beat wide, but he was able to pull into the post enough to take off the net, and that's exactly what you want to do, right? If you're going to get beat, stop the play as smoothly as you can, and that's kind of exactly what Nurse does. He gets beat wide, but blows an edge when the opportunity comes on net. Puck goes out of play, and thankfully for the Oilers, it stops right there. So a little bit of a bouncer going in the zone. Got to watch those, right? Step back a little bit, but stay on your man, and that's what the Oilers are kind of trying to find the in-between on to begin this season. The Capitals win the face-off here. Leon Draisaitl up to Zach Hyman. It'll be moved ahead somewhere. Nobody knows where the puck is except for Cody Ceci, who bats it off the backboard, and that was a terrible turnover and a shot point blank on Stuart Skinner, but he denies the man in front, and Anthony Mantha. And I mean, that was an absolute brutal turnover by Cody Ceci. A weak play on the end boards. And you see, he's the only one to find the puck. And he goes to rim this puck off the boards and immediately turns it over, tape to tape in front of the net. And Stuart Skinner has to come up with the best save to start this game. 4 goals against on 43 shots against the New Jersey Devils on Thursday. So still an above 900 save percentage despite giving up 4 goals. And that's been your difference with Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner to begin the year. As the Cat once again joins me up here on the broadcast, 17:26 to go in this first period. The Capitals are looking to keep this puck alive in the offensive zone following the face-off, but the Oilers now able to move it out, and here comes McDavid down the near side wing to Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi fires a shot. He was not expecting that to come all the way over to him. He's in an awkward shooting possession, still got the shot off, didn't go anywhere. On a shot from Evan Bouchard, the Capitals regain possession on the block, and now the Oilers will start back the other way after the middle zone turnover, and this one onto the skates of Puljujarvi, onto the skates of Nugent Hopkins, off the skates of Connor McDavid, and nobody came up with that puck in the offensive zone. And now McDavid's got it again, and all of a sudden here's the Oilers buzzing, and there is a shot from Puljujarvi, a good-looking wrist shot that just doesn't beat Lindgren, and there all of a sudden Puljujarvi's out there buzzing, shooting the puck. And that's a dangerous thing to see, right? We've been asking all season, hey, when's Puljujarvi going to get that offensive flare going? Now all of a sudden he's starting to shoot this puck early and often in this game and looking for tips in front of the net. And he's had 2 good opportunities to square up a puck. Second one was much better than the first, but hey, that's the mentality you want to have promoted to the top line, right? You did what the coach asked in the bottom 6, and now all of a sudden you're promoted to the top 6, and you come out with a shooting mentality after only scoring 2 goals against the Dallas Stars on Saturday. That's going to be a pretty big get in the coach's eyes. And now this Oilers 4th line gets their first real look of the game, and they're out there buzzing as well. Back to the blue line, D to D. Tyson Barrie can't handle it. He'll chip it back in, though, and force the Capitals to wait for the Oilers to clear the zone. and regroup now, and they will go back the other way down the ice, tipped in by a Caps player at the Oilers blue line. Stuart Skinner rims it off the boards, and here's Kailer Yamamoto flipping it out. He turns it over at the blue line, and the Caps will start back the other way, but the Oilers are able to poke it ahead and get it back into the Caps end briefly, where they will just kind of pitch and catch it around for a few seconds and then move it ahead and up and out here as they get down the ice. Gustafsson coming up with the puck here. He's going to work this one back the other way. Now the Oilers on the attack here, getting across the line. Evander Kane shoots this puck, whiffs on it though, and now he's got Zach Hyman along the end boards, and well, Hyman just turns it over as soon as he turns to the wing. And now back the other way, Alex Ovechkin comes, but look at that backtrack by Leon Draisaitl. You wish the Oilers would backtrack all the time. And now all of a sudden 15:30 to go here in this first period. The Oilers and Caps kind of opening up the game a little bit here, and you know who that favors when you're talking about opening up game and getting down in the neutral zone and looking for an opportunity. But instead it's the Caps 3-on-3 back the other way. Ovechkin wide open, driving to the net, swallowed up by the Oilers' crest of Stuart Skinner on that save, and that was one of those opportunities that looked a lot more dangerous than it ever ended up being. That's good for the Oilers. They got to keep those opportunities to the outside tonight, and that's one thing they do oh so well with Stuart Skinner in net compared to Jack Campbell, is they just keep opportunities to the outside, and that's exactly what they did there against Alex Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals. So we'll turn back to the stream here, folks. Welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Glad to have you along. It's a it's a national broadcast tonight, so wasn't expecting many folks. We're up to 28 folks joining on the stream tonight, so really appreciate everyone spending their evening with me, or at least part of it, as we get this up and underway. 15:08 into this first period left, and the Oilers Capitals still nothing resolved. The shot clock is broken according to the scoreboard on Sportsnet's television broadcast, so that's interesting there too. Now here we go, shot blocked by Derek Ryan, and the Oilers looking to keep this puck alive onto a stick, and instead the Capitals are going to get it at the high blue line. It dribbles down, Skinner skitters it into the corner, and that's a big save right there. I just got to move my tripod that the good camera normally sits on. Sorry, apologies for that close up of the beard that you weren't asking for. And here comes back the other way, the Oilers shot fire save, and that was a good look for the Oilers, just kind of off the rush, firing into the zone. Shot off the blocker, Lindgren, who actually catches with his right hand, might I add. And here's an opportunity for Bouchard, walking in glove side on the Bouch bomb. Couldn't get it. It goes all the way out of the zone. 95-mile-an-hour bomb there from Evan Bouchard. And with 14:25 to go in the first period, he recollects in his own zone. And the Oilers will fire back the other way. Puljujarvi chips it ahead right on to the tape of Charlie Lindgren on the net. And it's actually offside on the Oilers somehow. And they will tag up as now the Capitals work out after regrouping the puck in their own end. It's tipped in there, and it will go icing call or up and out of play. And that is it. That is all she wrote there for the Oilers in that opportunity, as that Bouch ball misses about 4 feet wide by the first angle. Maybe it's a little bit closer than that, but Bouch just nails it and just misses wide and goes all the way out of the zone, and that kind of takes his own time away from the Oilers. But still, you know, you got to love Bouch firing that shot from the point. And here's Ryan Murray hustling in on a puck, really showing a little bit of bump in his step there after a few games off. And now all of a sudden the Oilers are able to cut off a puck. Nugent Hopkins is going to play it down to Puljujarvi, who's got 2 whacks, 3 whacks, 4 whacks, and he couldn't come up with that puck in his feet. And that's one part, I think Puljujarvi's biggest part about just being a big man is he still hasn't settled into his frame in front of the net, because he's always been more of a finesse player in his career. So that's kind of where I think the big part about, hey, get out there and hit. Learn what your frame can do is more or less what the Oilers were trying to teach him early in the season. Here's McDavid behind the net. He's looking for an option, has Barry in front. Barry misses the deflection. Puljujarvi goes to cut the man off, and it's going to work here, as that is a nice defensive recovery by Cody Ceci, and it's able to turn the Capitals' attack back briefly, where they will just be able to regroup it here now at the top of the Oilers zone. And the shot fired from the near side wing goes a save off the pad of Skinner, blocked in front on the point shot. And finally, Devon Shore will regroup for the Oilers after the secondary block. 12:57 to go. Stuart Skinner somehow has 7 minutes and 9 seconds this shift. That is thrilling to know how many minutes the goaltenders played this game. Gee, Whalekers, I would have figured. But anyways, it's back around the near side wing, and this is going to be worked out by the Capitals on the near side boards. And it'll be back into the Oilers zone now, and both teams starting to buzz a little bit more as Stuart Skinner, a big blocker save, and 12:30 to go here in this first period. The Capitals still have possession now in their own zone after the shot came out of the zone, and they'll work back the other way, and the Capitals now back across the Oilers line. They're in, shot to the middle goes nowhere, and Kane will look to regroup here for the Oilers along the corner. Fired in though after the puck bobbles out of the zone, right on to Stuart Skinner. Now the shot's opening up, 5-4 for the Oilers here early on. 12:05 to go in this first period. Kane dumps off, shot comes in from Hyman, he's dumped. Kane able to collect behind the net briefly, no glove pass, so he had to give up possession of the Capitals. Ovechkin now on the ice, cross boards pass, and it goes right onto the tape of the Oilers after the redirection, and somebody just got absolutely nailed for the Oilers in their own end. He's down and he might be hurt, but this one chipped in front by Hyman. He can't get it in the crease enough to go in, so now Washington collects it, dumps it into the middle of the ice. And this will be worked up there by Cody Ceci, but a weak play there again by Cody Ceci, who's been struggling, and that allows the Capitals to turn over the puck. Their opportunity kind of looks less dangerous than it ever should have been. And, well, now Leon Draisaitl will recollect in his own end and be able to chip this one up to Hyman, who gets to the point, goes tape to tape from a Capital to Mr. Leon Draisaitl, who works in looking for a passing option. He'll dump it down deep, and now Nugent Hopkins, they roll top line after second line back out there, and yes, Puljujarvi back agitating the man coming up the wing, and that's a good look for Puljujarvi to keep that stick, keep everything Puljujarvi does intact so far this season, and allow him to really go. And here's now all of a sudden McDavid with Tyson Barrie, who jumped up on the play again. Puljujarvi there gets it across to Nugent Hopkins. The Oilers go down low to Puljujarvi, who chipped it to Nugent Hopkins. And sorry, this top line is moving the puck around way more effective than I'm used to. And now this one's going to go near side corner, turn right onto the tape of a Capital on the Oilers offensive zone, but they get it right back, and Puljujarvi gets twisted up. Nugent Hopkins in there on the forecheck is able to get the puck going, and still, despite the puck coming out of the Oilers' end on an errant pass by Tyson Barrie, Evan Bouchard comes up with it behind his own end. So this is possession time. The Oilers continue to roll here early in this game. Ryan McLeod busting down the wing into the zone, fires a shot wide, and there's a glove or something on the ice here now in the Capitals' end. And finally, the Capitals, after about a minute and a half, come up with possession in their own end. They get a shot on net. It goes up over top of the net. And whoo-wee, man, this is some good action here from the Oilers. They are definitely moving this puck around well to this afternoon, this evening, whatever you want to say, depending where you're watching from. And now the Capitals will get it back into possession in the neutral territory, where they'll pitch it back into their own end just briefly to complete a line change and look to reassess what they can do. And moved ahead it is, and now here's busting right in Evan Bouchard with the last ditch glove save on the cross seam pass, and here comes Dylan Holloway for the Oilers. He'll move it down to Kailer Yamamoto. He gets taken out. Yamamoto still pushing it along the wing, and now Yamamoto to Devon Shore, back to Cody Ceci, D to D, and that's going to be worked down to Yamamoto, who goes right to Devon Shore. Back behind the net, working there is Dylan Holloway, who's seeing what he can do there, and it'll be flipped instead out into the neutral ice, where Cody Ceci finally makes a strong play and is able to fire it on into the Capital zone. This has been a good period, despite really nothing much of substance happening. 6-6 going, but everybody talks about teams playing a good road period against the Oilers. That Blues game, the first one of the season, you could talk about is Tyson Barrie's dancing in the front of the net. He can't get anything going, but this is so far through 11 and a half minutes been a perfect road game from the Edmonton Oilers in terms of what you want to do against the Washington Capitals. And Tyson Barrie just missing that by inches. In this one, Evander Kane absolutely blowing up by the Capitals player. You don't see that often, but wow, that was a good hit. All right, so Kane, Draisaitl, and Hyman on the ice here for the Oilers in the offensive zone right now. They're coming out. Nick Dowd for the Capitals loses the face-off to Draisaitl. Stepping in, Barry wires a shot, and that will be absolutely frozen up by Charlie Lindgren, who did not like that puck bouncing out of his glove the way it did, so he pounced on it immediately. Froze action. Looks like Draisaitl's jarring with someone, and it's kind of interesting to see kind of how DC is compared to how Alberta is. It's minus 20 in DC, and minus 20 in Alberta, and people in DC are still walking around in t-shirts. Folks, I'm going to send you an ad quickly. I'm going to take a second to review how the live stream's treating us here on Dolynny TV this evening so far, and things are looking pretty good, I'd say, so far. That's for sure. We have 222 views on the stream, and we are rocking and rolling along this evening. Our best viewed hour of the past 48, because of course, being out and about this past weekend. It's tough to stay up to tune with YouTube, but at the same rate, you don't care about views, you care about the watch time hours, my friends. That's what I normally try to advertise here on Dolynny TV, is the watch time hours and just how much you guys are interacting with me. And right now, as we currently stand 25 minutes into the stream, you folks have watched 9.7 hours worth of content. Thank you so much for that, and I'm hoping we can try and push it a little further. I'm going to watch the first period. We'll go break off the intermission kind of deal, and we'll see if we're continuing from there, just simply because there is priorities like supper and priorities like sitting down and making sure I'm staying up with my TV shows tonight as well after the Oilers game. So I want to sit down, relax, enjoy the Oilers game, and get it done quickly all together tonight. Anyway, folks, we are just waiting for this game to get back underway. It's commercial time here on Sportsnet. To those folks that have just joined in, Dallas, John, Shawzy, Farmer Dave, and John, thank you so much for everyone tuning in this evening. And I appreciate you folks being along for the ride with me as we are getting ready for this one to get going here again. Connor McDavid drinking out of the BioSteel water bottle, enjoying the heck out of that water for some reason, just kind of swishing it around his mouth. And I don't know what I was doing with my cup there. I'm not sure exactly what that was. I apologize. I do some really awkward things on camera sometimes. Like I said, with the Dolynny TVD there, apologies for the camera kind of glitching out today. Can't seem to figure that one out at all, but it is what it is. And now Connor McDavid's still talking to Glenn Goldson about something. We haven't had a penalty yet this game, so that's the other interesting part here for the Oilers too, is they haven't been on the power play nor penalty kill yet. 470 assists through 500 games is 5th all-time in the NHL from Connor McDavid. Think about this. Connor McDavid, through 500 games in the assist department, is top 5. And I'm sorry, that absolutely cannot happen. Brutal play off of the end boards, and the Oilers give up the first goal of the game, leaving Stuart Skinner in front, point blank with a shooter all alone. And that was a bad goal against, to be honest with you. And that one just simply is a do-nothing play that becomes way more than it should have. And honestly, I don't even know what happens here. Cody Ceci leaves his man in front of the net, and nobody's backtracking. Zach Hyman doesn't go in, but it doesn't go in. It goes bar out. Hold on, it's bar out, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bar out by the looks of that. Hold on, it's bar. Wow, I don't think it went in. That's not a goal. Okay, John, you're on it. I don't think that's a goal. We're going to talk about this. Let's go, baby! Oilers winning on the video reviews tonight. We like to see that. That's a huge get, and that's... Hey, you know what? Bad turnover, good result, I guess is all you can say at this point. Bad turnover for the Oilers. Good result. Wow, that is about as close to giving up a bad one as you can get if you're the Oilers. That was absolutely unreal. And that is huge from Jack and Louie to spot that. John, great on you to give me that little insight there to use. And away. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Go to bend over, and that's what happens. Excuse me, I'm very embarrassed about that. 8:11 to go in this first period. Yikes. And now we're out of the zone, and here's the Oilers chasing into the Capitals' end. Nugent Hopkins working over Jensen. He can't get it going, and now all of a sudden we've got a whole new hockey game despite it staying 0-0, just in the fact of, wow, that one could have fallen apart quick on a CC mistake. And instead, the Oilers get absolutely bailed. So you want to almost say maybe Stuart Skinner's just getting luckier than Jack Campbell. You can argue that, but you also have to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good. So that's kind of the old damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for him. But here's a nice pass from Puljujarvi to McDavid. Doesn't pan out as McDavid kind of fizzles out the play. He lost the handle on it. Now Nugent Hopkins will go off for a line change. 7:25 to go in this first period, and we're going to get the line that just about gave up the game-changing goal here back on the ice after the little break. They're going to roll the top two lines, see if somebody can't break through here for the Oilers, as both of the bottom two lines have had very good looks in this game so far, just in terms of playing good hockey. And now Stuart Skinner, a glove save from the point, will hold on and freeze up for a whistle. Little situation going on with my shoulder here. Unreal. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm going to quickly take another look at the views. Things are looking like they're coming together alright here on the channel. So we will rock and roll. 6:35 the time on the clock right now in terms of the actual time. So we're just about there to the dinner hour, and then we should be good to go for some television, I'd say. And then we are rocking off to the end of this game, hopefully. But folks, let me tell you, I need to eat. That's number one. Getting a little hungry thinking about food. I know that's a terrible idea. But again, folks, welcome into the stream. If you're just joining us, it is still 0-0 between the Oilers and Capitals following what was an absolute terrible turnover by the Oilers. Actually, it wasn't even a turnover, just terribly defended play by Cody Ceci that led to a Sonny Milano bar-out goal that got called back because it was bar-out. So welcome in, folks. Just joining us, that's your really only big update. Other than Jesse Puljujarvi, if you're wondering why he's on the top line, he's looked good out there tonight. He's been in shooting lanes, he's been shooting the puck, he's been in front of the net, and he's been still throwing the body. So he's been a very effective player out there on the top line for the Oilers tonight so far. And that's what you want to see. Obviously, yes, would you love to see him bury a goal, but you want to see him help more than he hurts. And that's exactly what he's done so far this evening. We're just on commercial break here. I'm going to quickly throw you guys an ad as we go, and we'll see what we can get going here tonight. And we will have a moment on the Sportsnet broadcast to remember Peter McNabb, who we lost yesterday on Sunday. And Peter McNabb, they have confirmed it, passed away after his battle with cancer. A tough go there for sure. And he will be deeply missed, I know, by Avalanche fans. Knowing an Avalanche fan who deeply roots for his team here in my local area, yeah, he's going to be sorely missed by the broadcast, that is for sure. Anyway, back to hockey as the Oilers look to keep this puck alive in the neutral zone. As that's batted down, Oshie got it ahead. Kuznetsov is able to work over a man and get it around the boards back to an Oiler in front, though. So the Oilers are going to transition back the other way onto the tape of Leon Draisaitl. And offside is Zach Hyman at the line. So that really sucks. And that is where we sit. So the Oilers and Lightning play again tomorrow. That's tomorrow at 5 o'clock, though. That's not going to work for my schedule, let me tell you. I'll have to probably catch the radio broadcast on the way in. And then, of course, recap it just for the end of the day video, and then maybe throw something up after the recap. Who knows? But this one won by the Capitals, 6:26 to go in this first period between the Oilers and Caps. And so far, still a scoreless tie. The Oilers see this puck bounce off the end boards. It's going to go all the way around where Tyson Barrie is going to pinch down and try to come up with a puck. It's flipped off the glass. Maybe Ryan McLeod keeps it. No, he doesn't. Skating back into defensive position is Derek Ryan. And that is going to go off the boards, and now a chance here. Worked there by Ryan McLeod. Now across to Derek Ryan, who will tap it in on the backhand all the way down to Charlie Lindgren, who backhands it there. And he will fire this one around the boards and up and out of the zone now. The Capitals move it ahead. And Warren Fogle tries to flip it back in. He can't do it. Capitals flip it across the ice and actually get a look on Stuart Skinner right there, who makes the save. So 5:36 to go. That was a good looking save from Stewie on that one. A tough, dangerous chance. Now the Oilers in on chance. Well, shot from Dylan Holloway. Saved by Charlie Lindgren. And now Holloway is going to tip this one back down. And the Oilers will look to keep this attack alive in the offensive zone. Evan Bouchard cuts the puck, but it's off him and back into the Oilers' end where Kyler Yamamoto recollects. And Brett Kulak will come up with it. Bouchard moving it ahead. Gets it off of guy in front, and it'll go all the way down to Stuart Skinner. This one will be turned over, though, again. The Oilers' 3 weak plays to begin this game in this first period, in the first 15 minutes, behind their net, moving the puck around corner to corner. So that's something to look for them to clean up in the second and third. That is for sure, as that has not been very good play behind their own net, and this one's going to be cut off and work down there as Brett Kulak gets it going there behind the net, but the Capitals still have it. And this is the biggest, most sustained pressure we've seen from the Capitals so far. Shot saved by Stuart Skinner, and it goes up and out of play. So, quite the mess there for the Oilers. They just could not, for the life of them, fight their way out of a wet paper bag in their own zone there, and they just keep turning over puck after puck after puck. And Dylan Holloway, thankfully the hero, back checking in front of the net and preventing his man from scoring. Alright, let's do some recaps here as we head to commercial break. Quickly recap the watch hours now as we creep up in views. And we are looking at a total of 15.8 hours. So last update was 9.7, and suddenly in the span of 10 minutes, we've gone up 6.1 hours watched, folks. Again, that's the numbers that just blow me away, is that you guys spend time enjoying the hockey game with me, and I really appreciate that. That's I'm going to throw in an ad quick, because I just got to obviously keep that going as well. But as we're going, it looks like it is going to be a good game for the Oilers, right? They're playing a perfect road game so far. You clean up the turnovers, and you probably start winning a couple of games more, or a couple of more battles, and you start all of a sudden winning hockey game here against the Capitals in the second and third. If you can play this one scoreless in the first, that's pretty good. But knowing the Oilers and not trying to curse it, they are going to get a last minute power play here in the first period. They're going to score with about 15 seconds to go. It'll be 1-0 heading into the first period if the Oilers have it their way here early on in this hockey game. Hopefully, that's what we're hoping for. So that's where we're sitting. And as we're going again, folks, oh man, I am probably dipping out after the end of this first period simply because I need to eat. I am starving. All I had for lunch was a burrito, and I've got some really good roast pork and some really good potatoes waiting for me upstairs in the fridge that I never took to work today. So hopefully it's all good to go. Well, what do we got here? They're showing the replay of Sonny Milano's goal against Buffalo last year. 2 goals and 1 assist with Hershey so far this year. There you go. It's going to be worked down below the net by the Capitals on the face-off win. 4:19 to go in the first period. This one's going to be flipped by Puljujärvi. That's a high stick. That's a high stick, and they're going to whistle it down. I mean, dangerous play if Puljujärvi came up with that. But that was a beauty of a flip by Puljujärvi to get it up over to Connor McDavid. That was just a gorgeous play, but it's knocked down by a high stick, and we'll reload in the neutral zone. And look at this. McDavid up and out of the zone, and just a hands-eye play that ends up fending that one off by the Washington Capitals. 9-8 the shots for the Capitals here in the first period so far. 4:11 to go in this first period. Connor McDavid's going to get this going. He's going to flip it across and get this one into the zone. And now Puljujärvi training behind the net. He's going to come in and make contact, and he's going to probably come up with this puck if he has it his way, and he does. He just can't seem to heel it properly to get it back to the blue line. But there we go. He initiates contact again and sends Connor back in to try and get this puck into possession. And the Oilers are creating all kinds of problems for the Capitals leaving the zone with this top line and of course the third line so far this game, but this one wide open. Skinner bodies it up. It goes up over top of the net. Short side shot. Skinner almost beat there, but it hit the post. 3:32 to go, and now the Oilers able to recover it in their own zone, and Connor McDavid misses the breakout pass from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So we will come back the other way. Lars Eller fires the shot. Rings iron again. Stuart Skinner beat clean, and here come the Oilers back the other way. Now Zach Hyman with Evander Kane. Kane gets taken out of the play. Hyman drove wide, and that's not able to become anything at all. So now back the other way. The Capitals come. They're 56 wearing threads for them tonight. This one's going to be shot on net, turned into the corner by, of course, Stuart Skinner, who now has 10 saves on the game. Pretty well. Could only had 9 had he been beat earlier, but good effort there from the officials to pretty much go out there and review that one. But now Zach Hyman's here. He's got it across to Darnell Nurse, but Oilers, man, they cannot seem to handle the puck on their tape in the slot lately, and that cost them there. They can't get the shot on net from Darnell Nurse. This one back around and flipped into the middle, short side. Recovery by the Caps, couldn't get it going, and now Zach Hyman is going to see Evander Kane flying up the right side wing. He'll rub his man out twice over and couldn't get it going, and now that will go back into possession for the Capitals, who are starting back 3-on-3 back the other way with Alex Ovechkin there. He gets it up ahead, and the Capitals keep possession of it here as the Oilers will look to regroup it, and Brett Kulak off skate gets it up the boards, but he's taken out. And again, the Oilers still just weak plays in their defensive zone, moving the puck, trying to get a D to forward, and that's been a big problem in this one so far, despite the Oilers playing a good period. And that's a brutal turnover by Warren Foegele that finally, you knew it had to happen at some point. Turnover after turnover after turnover. It ends up in the back of the net, and on shot number 11 of the game, the Washington Capitals have broke through and made it 1-1. That's right. That's all it took, was just keep bending the Oilers, and eventually they'll break down. And that's exactly what happened here in the zone, as it just goes up to Warren Foegele, and he just takes way too many looks at it, kicks it off his skate, kicks it to his stick, kicks it off his stick, and back of the net goes off the stick of Dylan Strome. And I mean, this is not even a really good play by Dylan Strome. It is just over complicating things by Warren Foegele. You had an opportunity to move that puck. You should have moved that puck, and no, instead it ends up in the back of your own net. And everything was looking good so far from the Oilers. A perfect road period until $1:45 left in the first period, and Jay Woodcroft's got to be frustrated with the fact that a stupid mistake like that ends up costing you. And so he sends out the top line immediately to get things going for the Oilers. And in fact, instead you've got Connor McDavid off the ice, and you've got Jesse Puljujärvi, and the Oilers just took a high sticking call, and bad to worse we go. All right, game on. That's how it's going to roll. That's how it's going to rock, and Ryan Murray will take a high sticking call. So right there, another depth piece that really hasn't given you much this season takes another bad call, and right there you cost yourself from bad to worse immediately. You give up the goal and a bad high sticking penalty, and right now you are shorthanded for the rest of this period unless things substantially change in the next minute 35. Minute 28 to be correct. Brutal. As Derek Ryan, though, wins the face-off, so that's going to allow Ryan McLeod to move in. And the Oilers' penalty kill so far this season ranked 27th in the NHL. So now it's all about getting out of this period and limiting Alex Ovechkin from getting a shot set up. But instead, here he comes back the other way into the Oilers' zone. Shot comes across, and here's Ovechkin looking to get lost. Ovechkin's looking to get into his spot. There he is. He's in the spot. The Oilers really not doing much of a good job defending it, and instead, finally, they get a puck into the middle that they chip out, and we will have a face-off in the Oilers' zone. So that was looking brutal right there. Ovechkin just did exactly what he did. So that's where we see it. Connor McDavid will come out to kill this penalty with 5:1.4 on the clock. And it will be won back by Connor McDavid. So now here's an opportunity for McDavid to start ahead. And this might have been a design play by the Oilers. McDavid in on the rush, shoots short side. Kane's out there as well. And the Oilers were looking to create a little bit of offense shorthanded and almost worked out. Probably their best look of the game. Connor McDavid short side, blocker side on Charlie Lindgren. But they can't get the goal to go in. And this is back the other way now. Chance here for the Oilers to get this one back down. It's worked back to the point. And it will be the Capitals working this puck here. Shot fired across Ovechkin off the end boards after a one little look there to maybe pass it off. And they're still looking to get him going. This one in front scrambling around. And this is worked out. And that is it. That is all here for the first period of play. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. It is now dinner time. We're going to review that Connor McDavid chance where he got all the way up to 38 kilometers an hour and generated the Oilers' best chance of the game with just under a minute to go in this first period. I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I know the stream is just drastically jumping up in people, but I got to head out. I am starving. I cannot think straight. It's been a long day of snow down here in southern Alberta. I hope you guys have a great evening. I am up on, gone.